Welcome into Poppin' Up! I am Danny Otto. Joining with me tonight, the one, the only. It's Shut Up Pete!
That's me. Gotta make sure my beard doesn't get all up in the mic stuff. You're welcome for it.
So you're just gonna have to hold your mic?
I'm just gonna hold it like this the entire time. That's my. Don't worry. You know, it's hard being a man. That I say at 30.
All right, I'll let you take a sip of what you're drinking that I want you to send me a case of, and introduce our next host. It's Cori Bears.
Tell me more about how hard it is to be a man, Peach.
Oh yeah, no. Let's go for this. Let's make it this.
This is the entire show. Go on about how hard it is to be a man.
I will explain it to you. It's so hard about being a man in pop culture while trying to do this show with a beard.
I'm listening.
Was there more to it? Because that was
I'm
the
listening.
Point of how hard it is to be a man. But if you're ever a woman that grows a beard, I'm sure it'd be very difficult for you too. So when was the last time you grew a beard?
You know, I waxed today. Do you like it?
I mean, I won't hear that on your mic, so I think we're good.
Okay. Okay.
We all learned something today.
That's the most important part, that we all learned something. Anyway, shout out to #1fan Martin. Shout out to Wilkes Booth. Oh, hi, Johnny Rico.
Hi, Johnny Rico.
They all went by so quick. I think I saw Billy McDonald also. If I missed you, I apologize. Tim put them back up. But in the meantime, I'm very excited to talk about what we have in store for the pop of the night. It's not a single pop. We got a bunch of reveals last week about the New York City Comic Con Virtual Con reveals, and I put a couple boards together. I have an A and a B, Tim, just in case you didn't get a chance to look at them. Just because I picked like 4, I couldn't choose. So the Wonder Woman 1984 one is awesome. It's from the trailer where she's swinging from her lasso swinging from lightning with her lasso. And Pete, it glows in the dark.
Oh, GITD.
I GITD. And we have Kurt Russell from Escape from New York, which is absolutely incredible because I have no idea why. It's just part of the reveals, but it's awesome. And then can we go to the
glow in the dark?
No, it doesn't.
I don't give a shit.
But Beetlejuice does. Bam!
Oh my god, that Beetlejuice one is actually awesome.
Oh,
I really
yeah.
like the Beetlejuice one, yeah.
110%. That's one of the ones I have to get. I also want to get Bart as the Wolf Boy from Treehouse of Horrors. Hey, there's Billy McDonald. Anyway, we're super lucky because both Beetlejuice that glows in the dark and Bart as the Wolfman are going to be shared exclusives with GameStop. I made sure of that, so I'm super excited because GameStop's usually pretty easy to get the con exclusives. So, bam! If you guys out there in the population are super excited about any of them, let us know, especially like in the chat or afterwards. Give us some comments, drop us some information. Those are kind of the 4 that I'm the most excited for. But I do know that like there are Masters of the Universe pops that they pretty much go to every single con. But I know there are some in the population that are super excited about them too. Please do that.
I get it, but listen, I'll get that pop. Give me the Wilson volleyball pop. And
there is no Wilson volleyball pop. You just gotta buy a volleyball and paint it.
Well, I was trying
to put a hole in it and do weird things with it.
Ooh, that became again. I'll tell you about the hard things about being a man.
Just throw up the transition thing. Let's go to a different topic. Disney Plus others.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh boy, we have so much to talk about and so little time to get through it. This is pretty awesome. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was kind of adding a little bit of stories in between. But Pete, I want you to take lead on this because I sadly did not watch the Emmys. Not that I have in the past, but like I usually pay a little bit more attention. I just didn't this year. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't really watch the Emmys either. Not a lot of people did.
All I remember is that somebody had tweeted a photo of like, because like they sent interns out to people's houses with like an Emmy, and if you did, and like they were in hazmat suits outside of their doors or something, and they were like, if you didn't win, they just like waved goodbye and left. That's all I know about the Emmys.
Is that wait? That's true. That happened. They just sent a bunch of interns to like all the like people in the category's houses, and like they didn't.
This is something I saw like the day of, and I was like, that is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. And like the guy was like, when you like the tag was if you don't win an Emmy, and it's just like a video of a guy in a hazmat suit with an Emmy in his hand, like waving goodbye and leaving.
Damn, that's awesome.
Listen, like in the end, Emmys had a really opportunity at doing something super unique. It was a hit and miss throughout. I think ultimately in the end, for those that like comedy, Schitt's Creek, pretty much it was their day.
That's what you were saying. Like streaming, how did they hit at the Emmys? I mean, you said it was
not well.
Streaming
did not do as well though as I was thinking that it would. Like you have to figure now. Like I don't think a lot of people are really watching the Emmys, and then when you look at the shows winning, when it comes to like the streaming services, they may have, I don't know, 4 wins. I think they had 4 or 5 Emmy wins across the board.
That's super down from like years in the past, right?
Well, you have to figure just in general. I mean, their shows are good, but it's the streaming war that we have going on. But the networks are still they're adapting their own now. All these, you have Peacock, you have all of these other networks that they're not looking at the streaming services as a rival. They're looking at it as like, you know what, when we're done with it, you guys can have it.
That makes sense. So we have a million things to get to. We're gonna do a little bit more Emmy talk moving forward, but let's skip to another story that we're super excited about. At least I am. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited about this. So we got the WandaVision trailer that dropped this past week, and I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Guys out there in the population, I want you to be ready. Rico and I are going to be doing a quick mini-sode on this also, just kind of exploring what we think could possibly happen in WandaVision and the series moving forward. But what's super weird about this, so I want to get your guys' reactions to this, but also what I wanted to say is, what's super weird about this is, so it says coming soon, which makes most people, at least most people on the internet that I saw, assume it's coming in 2020. We've heard nothing about Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was supposed to come out months before WandaVision was supposed to come out. So, and it wasn't even in like a Disney Plus like tag that like, oh, be on the lookout for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like nothing. So it's silent. So most people are assuming that got bumped to 2021. As did a lot of movies and stuff like that. But what did you guys think of the WandaVision trailer? And then we'll kind of move forward on some other stuff.
I'm really happy that I'm really happy. I'm happy that they're kind of delving into her a little bit because, as we all know, I have not made it past the last Thor movie. So I have not.
You stopped?
Yes, I stopped. I was going through some stuff, Danny. And so the only one that I've seen her in, I think, is Age of Ultron, and that did her absolutely no justice. So I am very, very happy just from that movie in general to kind of get a little bit of redemption. And I really liked her character, but I didn't like, I just felt like, you know, she just didn't get what she should have gotten then. She's
kind of descending into madness.
I'm into that. I am here for a mad woman.
You know, there's not going to really be any kind of redemption here. It's just going to be like,
how is a mad woman not redemption?
She's going into madness, not mad.
That's fine.
Into madness.
I'm here for that. There's too many good girls in the atmosphere. Let's go crazy.
Pete?
Visually, I think it's awesome. I'm really excited that they're looking into this because, for being honest, even from a relationship standpoint, when it comes like to the Marvel universe, we've never really seen those kinds of relationships kind of flourish or really go into. So it's going to be interesting seeing how they dive into this now.
I agree, and
I hate love stories in superhero movies. I hate love stories, and I think it's all stupid.
But this is kind of, I mean, this is what drove her mad. Was her partner, her love interest, was murdered in front of her twice. Spoiler alert. I guess I don't know. Anyway,
Technically.
yeah, I guess technically, but yeah. So anyway, like I said, be on the lookout for a mini-sode episode that Johnny Rico and I are going to be doing on that. I can't wait to do it. I'm super excited. I can't wait for the series to come out. When we get a definite date, we'll let everybody know. Actually, probably Johnny Rico. He usually gets the scoops, so he'll probably let everybody know when we get a definite date on the premiere episode of this and when the series is going to drop and stuff like that. I did add one extra thing to the rundown today, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but this got not leaked, but it dropped within the last day or two, that John Cena's character from the Suicide Squad. I don't know why I paused there.
Doesn't he die in it?
What'd you say?
Doesn't he die in the Suicide Squad? Like, what? Isn't he one of the people that are going to get X'd off right away, and they're going to do a series with him? Did I spoil something?
How do you know he gets X'd off right away?
I thought they talk about that. That's like a thing people know. Like, him and Pete Davidson are not going to make it through the movie. Y'all know
Spoiler
that.
alert.
Know that?
Spoiler alert, everybody.
Wow.
We're not even on to the one that I want to spoil.
But anyway, what I was going to say is it seems so crazy that, like, the Suicide Squad hasn't gone into theaters yet, which, look, we're all banking on it being good. Me especially, because James Gunn is the one who directed it, and the panel from the DC fandom was hilarious. They just played a game, and I thought it was awesome. I thought it was the perfect way to do a panel and just be like, yeah, we're just going to do this. But I think everything has been done right so far. So I don't think the Suicide Squad is going to do bad. But at the same time, how are we getting like announcements that there's going to be spin-off series before this movie is launched, before we know if it did well or not? I just think that's crazy.
I mean, I think a lot of that has something to say, too, with just the fact that it's like James Gunn. Like, that dude did a lot for Marvel. I think in the way that he was, again, the way he took his spin on movies. And I think in actuality, he's going to save the DC franchise because God knows the first Suicide Squad sucked. But, like, I think it pays a lot of homage to the fact that he's good. And I think with what's coming out with the Suicide Squad, I think it's enough that, I mean, he's a part of the John Cena world. He's gonna be doing that as well, that series. So I think it's gonna be, yeah. I think it's a lot to him. They are trying to get James Gunn in on the DC universe as much as possible.
I think it's awesome, and I think John Cena is very good at what he does. Like he's when he needs to be an action star, he's great at being an action star. When he needs to be comedic relief, I think he's good at being comedic relief. So it's an awesome transition that he made from pro wrestling to this now. And I just like the fact that his character was explained to me that he's just like an asshole version, like a dick version of Captain America. That just seems like that's hilarious to me. That we get like this version, the DC's version of Captain America is just kind of like a I'm great type of guy.
What I feel like that, like that's the way that's the way Captain America should be. It's like like he should be an asshole. Like Daniel Tosh talks about it. He's like, we're top 10. Like, he should have like that cockiness of like, yeah, we're top 10. I think I'm number 1, but like
in actuality. Anyway, we got to give a shout out to Julia. Julia actually was on our team for our live stream, Twitch stream after our show last week, and she helped me, as Cori was pointing out pre-show. She showed me around and how to get to places that I did not know how to get to. So, hi, Julia. Thank you so much for tuning in again.
Yeah, I just yelled at Danny the whole time.
Yeah, that's the stream, Pete, that you missed. Is Cori yelling at me for not knowing what to do, and Julia, her friend, helping us out.
Wait, when was that stream again?
After the show.
Oh my goodness.
Last week?
Oh my goodness.
That one. When I asked y'all to text me, I forgot. I'm included.
What? You were like, okay. Anyway, moving on. All right. Pete, I want to like this series, and I want you to get me into this series. The Hulu series Monsterland. We got a preview for it.
Ooh.
Well, we don't have the preview for it, but we watched the preview for it. But I want you to get me into this. Like, I want to get into this. It looks very interesting.
Was that a me?
No, that's me throwing it to you to pitch it to me.
Oh, dude, but seriously, I was like, wait, are we throwing it to me?
Yes.
I'm trying to pull up the article real quick because I just want to kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, wait, Monsterland. I forgot I put that on there.
What do you mean? You were
Oh my
all that?
goodness, Pete.
Hey!
My bad. I'm working with this. But anyway, but it's interesting. Like it is this kind of it's spooky season. It's coming out honestly in Halloween around October then. So we're like less than a couple weeks away from it. And honestly, like it is Hulu's take on this dark horror kind of series. And it's going to be interesting because again, like you have to figure when it comes around to like Freeform and everything, it's like Halloween season. Like Hocus Pocus is going to be coming out every single Halloween town. And like this could be like the adult version.
Yeah, I'm in, and I'm definitely in on the spooky season. It's definitely like it's getting here. Like I started watching like scary YouTube videos and stuff that like freaked me out, and then I stayed up way too late because I'm an idiot that watches them right before bed, and then I get creeped out when the house that I just moved into makes weird creaking noises that I haven't heard before.
That's smart. That's very smart.
It happens.
Yeah, that's me. Anyway, moving on. Pete, it's your favorite section, and I did not make you this board yet, but I promise you that I'm going to get you this board. It's time for Pete's Boys Season 2 spoiler of the week.
Okay,
look at the photo that I got. Wait, look at the photo that I got. It's going to help you.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna try to get every photo for the boys spoiler of the week, just having a middle finger in it. Like every single photo I'm gonna use for the boys is just gonna have somebody with a middle finger up.
I mean, that's understandable regardless. In the end, like for this week's spoiler, I'm gonna go with it, and then I'm gonna throw in a shout out to Paul for bringing up this weird, ridiculous fan theory that I'm gonna mention as well to spoil everyone.
Ooh.
They're diving a little bit deeper now. You're seeing a little bit more of a search for Liberty and with Stormfront. And I'm not gonna lie, this past week I got into a little bit of an argument with Paul about how he didn't really like it as much when you're thinking about the comics. But as someone that's from the outside looking in and kind of seeing this, it's giving you a little bit more backstory, especially for the Stormfront, like her relationship in general, how that's going to evolve. Because you have to figure, like, this past week we saw her and Homelander, spoiler alert, just have the most wildly iconic sex I've ever seen two superheroes have, which was fascinating, and yet slightly erotic, and yet also still kind of lie to Starlight. And so I think honestly, the way it might plan out, and I'm hoping that my fingers are crossed for the fan theory. I'm going to be the first one to say it here. I'm calling it. Liberty is Homelander's mom. That's what I'm saying it here first.
Gross.
That's my big a-hole spoiler. That's what I'm going with. Because like you got to figure, man, they've known this stuff and this Compound Z thing for how long now? You can't tell me no one has a superpower where they can't age.
Can I ask one question that I haven't asked anybody? Is Homelander's kid that he had with Butcher's wife, is that the first kid that's like a superhero that hadn't been injected with Compound V? It's like a superhero without any kind of Compound V.
Oh, you mean like your first organic baby superhero?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Well, I mean, if Pete's theory is correct, then no, it wouldn't be the first.
Who knows? Or were they making it was like, was like Stormfront, when her DNA was like, yo, this is working, we can do this. So like we'll just like break off a PCU and then make that. Who knows? I don't know if they're gonna have a full-blown like Oedipus complex that's going on. But I love the like psychological aspect of this and how messed up it is.
All right, enough. No, that I don't want to think about that anymore. All right, you guys ready for a little change of pace? Little hashtag.
Hashtag.
Nothing.
Something like that.
Anything.
mode.
What the heck was that?
I went to click mute. So, I'm sorry.
Pete just
Anyway.
went like full on robot sounds. Did anybody? You heard that, right,
I
Cori?
heard that, yeah.
Yeah, Pete went like full robot emotions there.
You
for
went
a second.
full robot emotions.
I did nothing of the sort, sir. Anyway, yes, you go for it.
Okay, I was excited about this. I wanted to talk about this last week. This is pretty much the only part of it. But anyway, for Family Guy fans, yes, thank you. Sam Elliott, gonna be Wild Wild West. Mayor Quahog, or Family Guy's new mayor now. I love it. God, R.I.P. Adam West.
What's crazy is what I was telling you. The only thing that I know that actor from is from Parks and Rec when he was the Ron of Eagleton, and like in the merger, like Ron from Pawnee and Ron from Eagleton had to work together for a little while, and they hated each other. They were like opposites, and it was awesome and it was hilarious, and that was it. It was like 2 episodes. That was it. But that's the only thing I know him from.
Yeah, you know what movie pops into my mind, and I'm pretty sure it's actually terrible. R.I.P.D. That's what movie pops into my mind. Was he in it? Maybe he wasn't in it.
I don't even I watched that and I don't even remember it.
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't in it. I'm off right now. But that's all I could think of was like, what? Doesn't he play a cowboy, or is it Cowboys and he plays a cowboy in something, or is it The Ranch?
I think he just looks like a cowboy.
Are you just listing movies with cowboys in it, hoping that you're going to get one right?
He's been a cowboy in like a bunch of things. Like that's all I picture him as, is a cowboy.
All right, let's move on. Let's do a little bit of
Tim said it's The Ranch. Of course, that hillbilly would watch something. There we go. It's The Ranch. I knew it. R.I.P.D. The Ranch. Back home in Montana, something like that, Tim.
Those aren't the same at all. And why did you skip Emmy talk, Tim? You skipped Emmy talk on us.
Oh, because he's over Emmy talk.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to Rick and Morty because they got an Emmy, which is awesome.
God bless him.
Keep going on the Rick and Morty train. There we go. There's some Emmy talk. All right, Pete.
Emmy talk.
Yeah, you want to give us a little recap of the Emmys?
No, my biggest thing that I want to do is like Rick and Morty won the Emmy. Dave Chappelle pretty much told critics to shut the F up. Friends had a weird like mini reunion. But the big thing that I want to talk about is like Trent Reznor. Yeah, Friends, whatever. 9 Inch Nails, people. Like Trent Reznor is about to get an EGOT, which blows my friggin' mind. Like he's won an Emmy.
Why? He's very talented.
He's actually very talented, but like I didn't know that he did like the music for all of that stuff.
I mean, I knew he did music for some stuff. I didn't know I didn't know his portfolio was this big, but I did realize that he's done other things.
Yeah, I didn't like what was it, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He just did Watchmen. Like I think I think the only thing that he's missing out on is a Tony. So wow. He's won the Emmy, he's won a Grammy, he's won an Oscar, and the only thing he hasn't won is a Tony. And I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see 9 Inch Nails on Broadway. Could you imagine seeing 9 Inch Nails on Broadway? It would probably be the most depressing Broadway play ever, but like it would be great.
What would the plot even be? Like, would it just be like something to acting to their songs, or
I don't know, fucking 2020, Danny. It could be anything.
Your app.
Like seriously, 9 Inch Nails could come in and be like, "Listen, we're gonna do it on 2020," and then just end it with like a very aggressive, again yet passionate sex scene, i.e., The Boys.
With lasers.
With lasers. That came full circle. We all learned something today.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Fast Times live reading, because this was very cool, and I had seen postings about it, but I didn't really check it out until we had the pre-show talk and everything, and you were hyping it up so much, and Shia LaBeouf and all the people that got involved. And this is a short list of the amount of people that were involved in it, but like this was awesome, and this wasn't even like this is a movie that I've watched, but this wasn't a movie that I was like one of the greatest movies of all time type of thing.
Everyone like 38 and over was like, "What's going on? This is crazy. I'll watch it." And then like everyone under that was like, "What does Dane Cook look like?" And then
Oh my god, I thought that too. I was like, is that Dane Cook?
you're like, holy shit, that's Dane Cook. Whose wife is like, by the way, like 20 or 21. No, she can drink, I think. I think she's like 21. Yeah, he's punching way above his weight class on that one. But that aside, like Shia LaBeouf stole the show. Like he stole the show. Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt there, but like everyone you could
Jennifer Aniston, yeah.
But as soon as Shia LaBeouf took off, like you could see everyone gravitating towards him. And like he went full character, yo. He had joint in hand. And I'm pretty sure he was in a car in his garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was probably just as, I mean, he's got to be in California because I'm sweating my ass off right now in my apartment. So like I'm pretty sure he was sweating physically in his garage there. But like I don't know. I even attached it. There's just like a 15-minute clip just of his lines, and I watched that 900 times.
No, it was absolutely awesome. And I really like this trend of virtual table readings of just things in general, because I think it's awesome. But like especially when you can get like guest people being in for parts and filling in for people and stuff like that, I think it just makes it even better.
Oh, it was so, but like seeing the characters reimagined by some of those actors, it's like it's fascinating to see it. I mean, you see it all the time with like music, for instance. You see someone covering someone else's song. You're like, oh, I never saw them do that. And you're like, oh man. But like seeing an actor then be able to do that when you're like, that's pretty interesting. Like, yeah, I want to see a table read. Since everyone's referencing Sam Elliott movies still, let's go ahead. I want a table read with Sam Elliott then, and maybe just, I don't know, let's have him in R.I.P.D. finally. So that movie. So I'm right.
No one wants to see that. That's just for your amusement. Nobody else wants to see a table reading of R.I.P.D.
He might make it better. Who knows? As long as Ryan Reynolds is still in it. He was actually
Ryan Reynolds is a given. You put him in anything, and he's good. By the way,
that movie was so shit.
By the way, shout out to one of my newer roommates, Jim. He likes a lot of the Fast and Furious movies. He watches our show, and he wanted me to point that out. But also, I watched Hobbs and Shaw because it came on TV, and he had it on with Jason Statham and The Rock. And it's just like an aside to like they're their characters that were in the Fast movies, but it was pretty good. But Ryan Reynolds has like small parts in it, and his lines, if you're not watching, just sound like lines that Deadpool is saying. Like it just sounds like extra Deadpool lines.
I think that's the only reason why people just cast Ryan Reynolds in like random movies at that point. They're like, yo, we're gonna do another Fast and Furious movie. People are going to have to watch it. Let's cast Ryan Reynolds.
Dude, you could put Ryan Reynolds in it. If Ryan Reynolds, and we'll get to Gamer Time in a second, Ryan Reynolds reading the news, and I'm going to tune into the news.
I mean, listen, they do want to bring Ryan Reynolds back just so we can make this related to video games as well. They do want to bring back, do another Deadpool video game, and they do want Ryan Reynolds to be a part of it in some capacity.
I loved the first Deadpool video game. Actually, the thing I was most upset when I transitioned from Xbox 360 to Xbox One was at that point they didn't make it backwards compatible, so I had to give up that game. That was one of my favorite games for my 360.
I remember.
Anyway, Gamer Time!
Gamer Time! 3, 2, 1, go!
This just makes me want to play Super Smash Brothers. I'm going to say that every single time because that's exactly what it makes me want to do. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of stories and a lot of stuff in here that I'm going to ask Cori to take the lead on, and Pete also, because Pete has a potentially future guest in stories. That's a little tease for what we're going to get to. But anyway, let's kick this off with Microsoft acquiring Bethesda. Is this good, bad, indifferent? What do you guys think about this?
I mean, I think it's great. There's been a lot of talk about the whole exclusive thing, and I honestly think that it has absolutely nothing to do with exclusives. And I think that we had kind of talked about it before, but like the whole console wars thing that's going on, I personally don't think that it exists. I think that like the Xbox and PlayStation are so deeply entrenched in our gaming culture that neither are really going anywhere anytime soon. And the competition between the two is not only natural and healthy, it's necessary to make sure that we move forward as like a gaming, community.
I agree with you in the fact of what's crazy is on most of the Reddit, like the subreddits that I've been following for like the PlayStation 5 pre-orders and the Xbox Series X and S pre-orders and stuff like that. A lot of people were getting both. Like they were gunning for both. And so it really seems like no matter what, eventually anyone who gets PlayStation first is eventually going to get Xbox, and anyone who gets Xbox first is eventually going to get PS5, and just kind of like everyone's kind of picking their primary gaming system, and that's the one they went after for pre-orders. But like they kind of a lot of people, at least the majority of people, have been posting that they're eventually going to get the other one anyway. So it's
right. But I mean, Microsoft by choice stopped doing exclusives a long time ago. I mean, you have Minecraft on PlayStation, the Ori series on Switch, Halo on Android, all of your Game Pass games you can play on PC. I don't think that, I think that like, especially nowadays, I know a lot of people that have both consoles. It's not, right. It's not unnatural or it's not normal to have both consoles. I think that, Microsoft's acquisition of ZeniMax is less about denying games to the gamers and just more about having a little bit more control over the industry, while also giving these developers the support that they need to create actual next generation games. And I mean, if you look at it like from a financial standpoint, does it really make sense to make to spend tens to hundreds of millions of dollars on a video game to have a limited release? Or does it make more sense to dictate the rules of a universal release, make your money back in the most expeditious way as possible, and then move on to the next project? So I really think that I think that Microsoft's they're just expanding their library. We're gonna have a ton more games on Game Pass, making Game Pass an even better deal than it is right now. But I think that it's not an exclusives deal. I think it's better for the gamer, and it's better for Microsoft as far as kind of controlling the industry in a way.
Very cool. Pete, thoughts? Or you want to move on to the next story?
No, my biggest thing is what you mentioned was with Game Pass. I think, like she said before, they're acquiring like Bethesda's team on top of the team that they already have for Game Pass. So the games that are going to be accessible for people in the future now across the board are just going to get bigger. And again, as millennials, as the next generation, everything we've got more and more with things at the tips of our fingers. Game Pass is something that's easily accessible for people, and I think Xbox fed to the masses of how we want stuff immediate.
I agree. All right, so Pete, I want you to take lead on this story, but tell me about an 84-year-old gamer, and I know Cori watched her stream the other night.
She's who I want to be when I grow up.
Tell me about this gamer, Pete.
Okay, straight up though, for long story short, Shirley Curry, she is a grandmother. She is also a gamer. She's been gaming for at least since her 50s.
Damn.
She's 84 now. But she's got almost 1 million subscribers, 900,000 I think it was, and change. And what she does is she plays a variety of games of those Elder Scrolls, just like what we talked about, those Bethesda type games, those Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, and she takes her audience and takes her viewers on this adventure. She reads every single book. Her voice is one of the most, again, I sound like a 14-year-old that smokes 6 packs a day. This woman sounds like she's got Morgan Freeman's voice for video games.
Wow.
And she just takes all of these users on the experience as she just plays the games. She's used it for her family. She used it to help raise her children, her grandchildren. Video games they've meant so much to her that she's been able to create the most successful form of living that she's ever had in her life and this woman is 84.
Damn, that's awesome.
And Cori's already been down the road. I think she's been doing everything, her videos and everything since like 2011. But Cori, I mean, you fell down the rabbit hole, right? Are you one of her grandkids now?
I am. That's my grandma, guys. Hopefully she'll be on the show. I don't know. One of the nice things was, as gamers, we do tend to rush through things a lot, and it was kind of like, how having a grandma around is like, you kind of slow things down a little bit, and that's what it felt like watching her videos. It's just, let me enjoy the atmosphere. Let me enjoy this river. I'm gonna enjoy this dialogue between these people instead of like mashing B because I can read faster than they can talk.
She genuinely makes you, like, when you were a kid playing the game, especially when we were all kids getting into these types of games, especially the Elder Scrolls, the Skyrim games, like when we were getting into those, that's how we played. Like, I didn't run through everything. I like stopped. I was like, yo, look at the water, dude. This is crazy. But like, she makes you appreciate like the actual gameplay and like the environment that you're in so much more that, when typically you're playing through a game, you're just rushing through it. Like, I just want to kill this person to get this thing so I can go ahead and complete this, and I'm done. And she's like, no, I'll totally read this book about this folklore. Sure. And I'm like, all right, Grandma, I'm listening. Come here, Nona.
It's story time, and you sit on the ground with a plate of cookies and a glass of warm milk.
And she's talking to you about the dragons and shit.
When I was a kid, dragons were real.
She's like, yep, I could do this. I'm like, you have Danny struggling with his setup to stream, and this 84-year-old woman is just like, you know what?
Dude,
I got
my microphone, by the way, my mic is in a completely different spot today. That's because my mic arm just shit the bed like an hour before our stream. Literally, the cables on the shock mount just like snapped. And like my mic was just like, I came back into my room and my mic is just like dangling. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do now? Like,
it's called rolling with the punches, dude.
Yeah, and I did. I got a new mic stand and a different setup that I'm going to use for now. And yeah, shout out to my roommate, Gene, who may or may not be watching. But he supplied the mic stand that I needed in an emergency. Otherwise, I would have had to run out to the music stores and tried to get something. Or, like,
held the mic. Like, hi.
Yeah, that would have looked so weird.
You could have just held it like
you
this.
already look weird,
dude. Just constantly, let it just like bob around like my face. Anyway, so moving on. So this is a perfect transition, Pete. So like, this is what you wanted us to kind of more get into, is that gaming really doesn't have an age, and she is perfect proof of this. An 84-year-old has almost 1 million subscribers on Twitch. But you said you put this in the rundown. There's a senior gaming team now that is absolutely incredible.
I mean, we don't have that in the States. I think it's probably going to get to one of us to be like one of like the senior gamers. I don't think anything like that.
Would we technically be senior gamers? Just a question.
I think in America we're considered that.
Okay, just checking, because I think I am a senior gamer at this point.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to create a senior gaming team?
I mean,
I think we should, and it's like the other team is called the Silver Snipers. We're not hitting the gray hair yet, but we can be like the almost
blue-haired speed mouse.
Yeah, blue-haired speed mice. Nieces.
But I think that's it. But like, no, but it's they're out of Sweden, and again, they have it's a competitive gaming team as well, where it's 5-6 people over the age of 60 that are playing games in a professional capacity, or just as a team where they're competing. And so, yeah, and I think what I want to tie that in as well, kind of asking Cori then with it, is like, you can see that gaming has no age, but when you see with this and the console wars that are coming up, or however it may be, the way that they're trying to sell the consoles with digital and with the discs, you can see the age difference just in the way, like that people are comparing it. Because like, I feel like back in the day, people that have the actual disc, they're getting the system just so that they can play that. And all the new kids nowadays are just wanting the digital systems.
I mean, I think it's kind of similar to, when VHS kind of went out, VHS to DVD, that kind of transition. And as far as like technology, it's always going to move forward, and you're always going to kind of have people left behind. I mean, that's kind of a mean thing to say, but I think that if we are going to accept next generation and accept that things are only going to get better. We kind of have to realize that certain things are going to go by the wayside. But the good thing about that is in like 20 years, it'll be nostalgia and I'll sell my collection for like $20 million and I'll go be an 84-year-old gamer.
Ooh, will you play Overwatch and instead of reading stories, just talk?
That's kind of what I do now, but I will go over all of the lore that doesn't make sense or connect.
All right. Listen, next to our Squirrel Finger OnlyFans, I think we're onto something.
Yeah! No, it's what was it? Feet only. That was what the squirrel feet one was. That was feet only, and then the other one was where it was just pictures of me petting cats, and that was cats only.
Yeah, cats.
We've got a lot here. We should just really start making them because I'm very interested to see if anyone would subscribe to them.
I don't know if I want an OnlyFans. I don't know if I want an OnlyFans.
It doesn't cost money to make it.
It just costs dignity, Danny, and I don't have a lot of that left.
Oh yeah, mine's
I don't have any left, and it's just gonna be pictures of me petting cats. I can't lose dignity that way.
Yeah, you can.
She's not wrong.
All right, so let's move on. There is a new documentary that just came out on CBS All Access. I didn't get a chance to watch this today. It actually released yesterday, and I really wanted to watch it today, and my day just ended up getting screwed over. Shout out to my work. But yeah, I just got so much work dumped on my plate, but I really do want to watch this. I think it's really interesting. What I did watch was the Netflix series.
High Score?
High Score. I really like that. I watched the one on Doom where they were talking about like everything moving into 3D for the first time. That episode was awesome. I watched that last night, and I was just like sitting like this the whole time. I mean, this is awesome, and like talking about how they first went into like multiplayer, like, and they were talking about like, yeah, we got one guy, we had two computers next to each other, and we got one guy to inflict damage on something on the other computer, and they were like this is the biggest thing. Like, you don't even think about that. Like, our generation doesn't even think about that. It's like multiplayer is like we've been playing that since we were too young to like understand like this was a system type of thing.
My first programming class was I had to do a book report, and I did it on the two Johns, John Carmack and John Romero. So I actually did not know that there was a documentary about it. Can you send that to me?
Which one? The High Score?
It's on Netflix.
The one on Doom.
Yeah, the High Score one's on Netflix. It's awesome. It's got a bunch of. It's actually, I think it's got 6 episodes, Pete.
Yeah, it's
right?
episode 4. I think the Doom one is.
Yeah, I'll hit you up after the show and let you know what like where it is. But yeah, it's awesome. I want to watch all of them, but that was just like the first one that I saw that I was like really like interested in was the Doom one. But
and then you go through all the legal battles and everything that Doom had went through. But yeah, so it is a year of documentaries on video games, and it just for me, I didn't watch it either yesterday. But yes, the console wars, it goes into the idea of the first major console, which was Nintendo and Sega in the 90s.
And I was very lucky growing up. My dad had a Nintendo, an original Nintendo. That's the earliest system I can remember. But the system that I remember, like him getting for me, was Genesis. I remember it was like the little tiny version of Genesis, like the extra version. So I had both Nintendo and Genesis. I remember.
Ooh.
I was like super like little, and I remember like I would play like Duck Hunt and like slam the gun into the TV, and then my dad would scream at me like, back up, I can hear you slamming into the TV, you're gonna break it. Yeah.
I mean,
shout out to my dad.
I was the same height as I am now.
I definitely was.
Got it. You're shooting ducks, not real ducks.
All right.
This before or after you were stealing your dad's computer to look up boobs?
This was long before that. This was like when I was like super little. This is like I'm talking like 4 or 5 when I was playing like Duck Hunt and slamming it into the TV because I was like too little to like be able to stand back from the TV. I'm like up close, just like trying to hit them with the gun.
Just like that.
Just like that. Yeah. Anyway, what did you say?
What's the gift? What's the product? What?
No. Before we get to the product of the night, no, take it away. Before we get to the product of the night, shout out to Sean. Shout out to Sean because he posted a story in here I think he posted the story, but anyway, he posted it in the Facebook group. Metal Gear Solid.
Meteor Gear. Meteor Gear. Okay, I'm sorry.
Metal Gear Solid might be getting a new remake on PS5 exclusively. This is just a rumor right now, but I mean, I could see this being pretty true. Like, we're getting a lot of old remakes on the newer consoles, which is great. I mean, I for one have loved remakes. I've said this over and over again with the Tony Hawk remake. It's absolutely incredible. I just play this whenever I feel like just not paying attention and just playing. But yeah, what do you guys think about this?
I would love it. I think remaking games as compared to remaking movies for me, especially in 2020, is like a need, like a necessity at that point. I'm all for remaking games because the graphics can be better. Stop remaking movies. I would love to see the games that are remade now with like what you can do, what the possibility of now as compared to like the graphics back in the day. Like GoldenEye should be remade now.
Damn you! I was just about to say that. I was just about to say, what is one game that you guys would want to see remade that was from like a classic console? And mine was going to 110% be GoldenEye.
Tecmo Super Bowl. I'm going to use another F. F Madden, Tecmo Super Bowl. Bring me back to that shit.
What about you, Cori? One game.
I think that we forgot the fact that Cori's first console was a PlayStation 2. So I don't think I really fit into that category.
You didn't have like Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 1?
No, I was a PC gamer until I was like a freshman in college and got a PlayStation 2.
Damn.
I played RuneScape for like 7 years.
Oh my god!
Shout out to RuneScape.
Holy shit!
I was like top 2000 in rune crafting. I'd be there. I'd like sneak into the computer room every night. Like I knew where all the squeaky boards were, and I'd like sneak into the computer room after my parents would go to sleep, and I'd just sit there and I'd rune craft until like 3 a.m. It was cute. I mean, I wasn't cute, but that was cute.
That teal armor or whatever. I remember busting my ass until I got like it's like this, I don't know, it was dragon armor. I don't know what the hell it was called, but it was like this teal armor.
Yeah.
And I busted my ass forever for it. And then I got my ass beat in the wild, and you can lose all your stuff. And then I got all my stuff taken. And then I
Johnny Rico.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Johnny Rico has the perfect picks. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or Star Fox 64. Absolutely incredible if we got remakes of those. Anyway.
Star Fox is also one of the episodes.
Actually, I take that back. Mega Bomberman.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mega Bomberman.
Ooh, that'd be good. All right, so let's do the product of the night. Pete, you picked this product of the night. I think it's important that you introduce this product of the night. Sadly, we don't have video of this or audio of this. But yeah.
Damn it. Can I play it? Can I just play audio?
If you can do it quick.
I got a YouTube link already in the thing.
All right.
All right, guys. This is one of my favorite gifts and products that I think everyone should probably get it. It's a Git pickle. GITD pickle. It is a GITD pickle. It is a on top of everything. It is also likes to yodel. Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, we heard the whole thing.
That's so funny. I laugh every time.
Blowing the yodeling pickle.
And that's how we're gonna end the episode. Yodeling pickle. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll be back here next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, play us out, Yodeling Pickle. Play it again. Play it again.
Hilly day.
Good night, everybody.